Before I begin, I want to talk about human limitations. How people, I mean us, we have very limited perspective and perception compared to some animals and some machines and stuff we build. Now, what I want to do with this, I want to present to you the project Skyeye. What it means, what it aims to do is, you know those small binoculars that you can see by the sea, where you can pop in €1 and you can see the whole coast and the water and everything and the boats going by? Now, what we wanted to do with this is like make a similar machine, or should I call it shuttle, where you can pop in €2 and you could, the small glasses, VR glasses would appear and you would put them on and a small drone would pop out. Now, what we want to do with this is help people that are that have difficulties with walking like high distance and stuff. I mean monuments like the castle in Málaga. If you're like really tired or you can't just go up there, like when if you have problems, if you're old, you can just stop by in the small shuttle, put in on the glasses, and you can have a small drone go by the whole building and the whole monument. Now, what we want to do with this, the vistas and the popular tourism places, we want to explore them like from different perspectives. I mean, visually, if you go like if you walk by the castle and you see it, you can see it from one perspective. And that's the thing that, we want to explore and we want to expand. Now, what I want to talk about, how it would work. The thing is, we want to merge virtual reality with drones. VR glasses, they are really popular. You would have a 360 experience, full experience. You would have a small joystick that you could control. It would be really slow. Now, there would be some problems with dizziness or something. We would make it really slow. It would last around 2 minutes. Basically, you would have an autopilot and a small route that would go, like example, the lighthouse, It would circle around the lighthouse. You would see it from different perspectives. And you would like be, okay, I have solved this. I can go see the next thing. The main focus is for the people that can't go places that we all can. When I talked about the limitation of human beings, the perception and stuff, imagine people that have more limited things, like if they can walk, if they can go high places, if they're scared of heights. For an example, I'm scared of heights, I can use a drone. Or basically what we want to do is to help people have different ways to explore tourism places. If you don't like the crowds, if you don't like the busy places, if you want to see them, you can through the drone. Now, how would you do this? We thought about crowdfunding, Kickstarter or something, if we can't get the money from anywhere else. That would be our main focus. First of all, we would have a small place. Basically, when you talk about Serbia and Montenegro, I mean, you have few things that would kind of work with this project. Basically, what we want to do is use the mountains and the heights for the vistas. The vista would have to be a difficult place to reach, because that would be like the first implementation. Like if you go to a mountain and you can't climb it, but you can see it through the drone. That would be something like in the beginning. Later, we want to expand. We want to go underwater. We want to do more, like, how many of you know the racing drones? No, nobody? There's a small competition. I mean, it's a tournament actually. People get the glasses on and they use drones and they race, like at high speed. And you can use that like for adrenaline. It could be like really dizzy and stuff, but people would like that to see that. I mean, high speed chases and stuff, but that's something we want to work later on. Now, what's the main thing we want to talk about today? How does it work? Well, pretty much, you get to the shuttle, you pay in the money, you get a small joystick pops out, you get the small glasses pop out. You put on the glasses, you have the joystick. You see everything 360. 360 perspective of the whole base of the drone. Everything below him. And he's gonna go to a route that is predetermined, and he's going to do a circle, and that journey is going to last up around 2 minutes. It's going to cost €2 for the beginning. We would have like, based on the tourism place and how high the population is, how popular it is, based on that, we would determine the number of shuttles. I mean, if there was a long row, it lasts 2 minutes. That's the biggest problem to us. If you make a huge long row, that can be a problem. That's gonna, in the beginning, we can start with that. We can start with rows, but then we can expand the number of machines. But still, it can be a problem. That's something that we need to work more upon. Now, basically what we want to sell, the pitch. The pitch is pretty much a different visual experience, different visual storytelling of a place you're visiting. From a different perspective, we can do a voiceover, we can do everything we want. Those small changes that can like explore more the thing you want to see. I mean, basically if you go to the castle, nobody's gonna tell you anything about it. And imagine if you have a drone that's gonna circle everything important, and the voice that's going to tell you, oh, this is that, this is that, this is important. Somebody stood here 500 years ago, and stuff like that. It will be an interesting experience. That's the main point. Now, what I wanted to tell, the main pitch is people with difficulties. People with difficulties that can't reach the high places, that can't see the things we others can. Like if you're in a wheelchair and you can't go up the castle, nobody can go up to the castle. You can go up to the base of the castle, put on the glasses and see the whole place. It would be something, it's in real time. That's the most important thing. People would say, you know, it's a video or something, but it's in real time. And that is more important than anything else, that you can see what's happening right there on the spot. So pretty much, about the competition, well, there isn't anything like this right now. I said about the racing drones. People like adrenaline, and we can use that. We can use the high speed, but in the beginning it would be really slow. It would be 2 minutes. You could see everything, and you could just continue your journey to other places. Now, that's it, I think. Our slogan is "Be the sky in the eye." Thanks so much.
Did you make any estimations for your initial offering in terms of the cost of opening the business, in terms of how many drones that you would have, and in terms of your revenues and expenses to start out for, let's say, the first 6 months, and also the market research for the number of people? Like if you started in Serbia and Montenegro, what is actually the population, the number of people with who couldn't travel to the places that you're talking about? So what would be the number of your target population?
The initial number, based on the vistas, on the number of, the tourist places. The thing is, in Serbia and Montenegro, this idea would be like half-baked, if I can say. The thing is, we would start small, not really small, but like 3 machines, probably, like for 3 monuments. They would be cheap. I mean, the basic production, I estimated like drones right now can be really cheap, especially those racing drones. The thing is about VR and connecting it to the drones. That needs some more money, but it can be done cheap. It can be done real cheap. But the problem is how completed it's going to be, how productive and how, high quality it's going to be. We can do it cheap, but we don't want to do it cheap. If we can start with one machine, you know, it would be, I don't know, around 100, 500, around 1,000 euros, maybe a bit more, for the start, for one machine. And based on the people that you said that have difficulties, in Serbia there's a lot of them, and there's unions that can support us. We could connect with them through travel agencies. We could like have some channel that we can like distribute information through, probably, and that would be a high respect for us, I think, and that would be our main cause and the main pitch. Any more questions?
Did you think about who is going to be your client, who is going to pay you? Because I don't know, now that you say 3 monuments, 3 places, maybe the people that can pay you is the monument itself, like the city, to...
We, on the business plans, we stated that we want to get in contact with the states, with city-states. We can get the government behind us, probably like with the union of people with difficulties and the government behind us. We need a license to pilot a drone. The thing is, it's automated. It's not being controlled by anybody than by a computer. Only thing you control is the camera and the view, nothing else. It's basically AI, pretty much. Yeah.
The evaluation for Skyeye. On the pro side, we really like the fact that you talked about the specifics of your idea, how you're going to use technology to merge VR with the drones in reality. So it's great that you thought about how that idea will work in detail. Also, the idea that you've thought about the specific places, or not necessarily the specific places, but the fact that you might start the business in places in Serbia and Montenegro first, and then expand to other areas. For example, you mentioned underwater drones. We also like the fact that you talked about the segmentation of the market. For example, the people who can't go traveling. You mentioned that you think the funding source might be public money, and that's good. Although public money is not necessarily always the best source or the only source of support for a new business idea. On the improvement side, we think that you might, at the start of your presentation, give more of an overview of who you are and what you're going to tell us, rather than dipping down right into the detail to start out with. One of the other things you might think about doing is making the business plan more specific in terms of how much it's going to cost. How many drones will you need to start the business? Is there competition out there? You said there is no competition right now, but that may not be the case. There might be competition even though there aren't companies specifically like yours. Also, we need financials. You can't really start, we don't think that you can really start with one drone if the idea behind the business is to make a profit. Starting out with one drone probably won't create a profit in your business. And also, even though you've been specific about saying where you might start the business, we think that you might want to also think about, is Serbia and Montenegro the best place to start the business from a financial point of view? Good thinking and technical specifics.